So here I am, guys, finally with my thoughts on Gotham Knights. If you haven't played the game yet, or you haven't gotten that far into the story, I don't want any spoilers for you guys, so please do exit out of the video. Anyway, let's continue. So the story is set after Batman's death. Batman has died due to Ra's al Ghul and him fighting in the Batcave, and now it leaves the Gotham Knights to take care of Gotham in his absence. Robin, Red Hood, Nightwing, and Batgirl, all of them are pretty much still in the trauma phase of Batman's death, and they are doing their best to take care of Gotham. But of course, we have the Court of Owls and the League of Assassins ruining plans and basically saying that Batman should have joined them or one or the other. And of course, it's causing problems for the Knights because, again, Batman, as we all know, is a hero that never wanted to join the Courts, never wanted to join the League of Assassins. You know, him and Talia al Ghul did, of course, date. And of course, Ra's al Ghul did try to turn him into his apprentice, but it never worked. Bruce did not want to take the Lazarus Pit. He didn't want to do any of that sort. And of course, you know, it led to his death. Now, with that being said, each character has their own interaction with Batman and how they feel and whatnot about Bruce and whatever. And of course, they're sad. Like I said before, they're in that trauma phase. They are trying to find the right way to deal with Batman's death. Now, if you're a DC fan, you know each of these characters have their own little backstory. Of course, Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, as you guys already know, Commissioner Gordon was her father. He is also dead in this game as well, and of course she's dealing with two losses. Now, of course, Commissioner Gordon didn't die literally straight away, but again, dealing with two deaths for her is a lot to deal with. And of course, she's trying to find herself as Batgirl and has her place as a hero as well. So it's going to be tough. Dick Grayson, Nightwing, he is someone who is, you know, very nonchalant. He was always with Batman. He was the first Robin. And then when he went off to go and do Nightwing, he became his own hero and his own entity. And of course, as Bruce Wayne is now dead, he's looking for that mentor, that father figure that is now gone, because he feels like he still needs him and stuff. Red Hood, Jason Todd. Jason is probably the most interesting one because he's the Robin that died, or supposedly died, by the Joker, but it turns out he wasn't even dead. And in this story, they used the Lazarus Pit to bring him back. And I thought, wow, that was pretty interesting, because Bruce would have never used the Lazarus Pit to bring somebody back, even himself. So the fact that they used it for Jason, this says a lot. Then, of course, we have Robin, who is Tim Drake. Now, Tim Drake, his story is similar to Nightwing's background when obviously Dick Grayson was first Robin. And, you know, it's I wouldn't say Tim Drake is not an interesting character, but again, we all know how the story goes pretty much, yeah. But I will say this, is that Tim Drake is the little bro, and as much as everybody thinks they have to take care of him, he can take care of himself. He can hold his own. He was still under Batman's wing, of course. And I think that's what makes his arc a bit more interesting, is that soon at some point he's not going to be the little bro. He's going to be someone who is going to be, you know, that's going to be taking care of Gotham as well as he grows to become a better hero. Now let's talk about what I like. The story is really good and the side missions are a lot of fun, guys. So you guys know already, when it comes to Gotham and Arkham games, the story is going to be really good. It's going to be above, like, let's say for example, a 7, 8 out of 10. You guys know already what Gotham and Arkham, what settings you get with an Arkham game. And I think that you know, the main story itself, the Court of Owls, League of Assassins, it just showcased a different side that I thought, whoa, this hasn't even happened in one of the older Arkham games with Batman. So the fact that it's happening now with the Gotham Knights, I'm just like, right, this is really impressive. And of course, the side missions are fun as well. Clayface, Mr. Freeze, I spent at least 2 hours on Twitch playing that Mr. Freeze mission. Yeah, it was annoying, but at the same time, it was a lot of fun. And I've got to say that, you know, without the side missions, the main story wouldn't be as good as what I think. You know, but the main story alone is good, but I just think the side missions do add to that extra to make it better. This style of game as well is an open world RPG, and RPGs I'm not really too particular on, but as it was open world, it was good because I got to, you know, fly around the city, got to fight little crimes here and there, and of course you get to upgrade along the way. And I think having this as an open world makes it so much better for you to, whoever you're maining, whether that be Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin or Red Hood, you can actually like explore a lot of places of Gotham that you haven't even been yet that you couldn't really do in the original Arkham games. Of course, the characters, they have different abilities. Like, of course, Batgirl has an ability where whenever she's fighting, she goes into combo mode, and it's similar to what Batman used to do when you used to, like, let's say, you used to like parry, and then of course you used to throw those big punches for combos to that one person. And of course, it's not exactly as swift or as heavy like Batman, but it's still good to use, you know what I'm saying? And of course, maining Nightwing, that's one of my favorite things in this game. I got to main Nightwing. I did use the other characters, I did like them, but I preferred Nightwing, all because of his acrobatic stuff, his staffs in his hand, and of course, you know, Nightwing is very charismatic, and he's kind of funny, so I liked using him as a character a lot. And this is what makes the game, it made the game really special for me, of course, and I definitely did enjoy these elements of the game. Now, with all the positives, there is the negatives. What I did dislike about Gotham Knights is that it kept on freezing when I played it for, let's say, specifically 2 hours. After 2 hours, it would just start freezing, literally. And I think it was because I had my FPS rate at like 100. Not even that high, it was at 100. You know, especially on PC, I just had it at 100, and I'm thinking, why is it freezing? I don't know why. And of course there were bugs. Sometimes I got stuck in buildings, and I'm just like, oh boy, here we go. But they have recently patched it, but again, it's like, why did they take so long to do certain patches? But it has been recently done, but that's what really annoyed me at the start of the game. The combat system, it can get very repetitive. Now, of course, you do have square to hit, circle to dodge, and triangle is your obviously long range stuff. But the problem is that, you know, they added R1 into the mix, so if you do R1 square, R1 triangle, or circle, you can do some type of specials with them, but again, it does get repetitive. There's not much to it. Like, you know, whenever you dodge, you can't even parry. And even sometimes when you time dodges and stuff, you still can get hit from certain things as well, which can be annoying. Another big flaw, which I think is the biggest flaw in the game, is that not using all the characters at the same time. That's what really bugged me, is that you have 4 characters who are very good at what they do, and we can't even use them at all in the story. And of course, when you're doing like certain cutscenes or whatever, you could do a cutscene with Robin, next you can switch it up with Batgirl, and it has nothing to do with what the correlation of what you're talking about, because you just used a different character. So it's kind of weird in that sort of sequencing as well. And then of course you have to spend time upgrading. Now, hear me on this one. It's not that I hate upgrading or crafting type or different types of gadgets and whatever, but the problem is that, you know, you have to get a lot of like extra stuff to do upgrades and whatever. Now, if it was a thing where you had to reach certain levels that you could upgrade this and that, cool. It is kind of like that, but at the same time, you have to get a lot of extra stuff around the scene. Of course, when you're fighting guys, you have to pick up certain elements, certain salvages and whatnot to do certain things. And I just thought, if they cut this in a way where it was quicker, I would be a lot more impressed with it. But other than that, guys, the game overall has been good. It has been good. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this, and at the start of it, a lot of people hated it. Now towards halfway, well, not even towards halfway through, but towards a couple months later, it's been a lot better. And I could definitely say the game has been a lot better as well. And what I will say is that I definitely think that it's an enjoyable game. I would say for someone who hasn't played this yet, experience it for yourself, which I think is the better options, because then that way you can actually figure out if you like it or if you don't like it. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below your thoughts on Gotham Knights, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.